Hi guys, welcome to our streaming safari for this Friday, and we're doing fact or fiction. Thanks for checking in with us. So first I want to say thank everybody for any donations that you've sent our way, and anybody. We have been having some people buy some of Ozzy's paintings, which is always great for us. He is quite the artist. So if you guys have not Amazon Smile yet, there's an easy way to do that. We actually have the link attached to this video. So if you check out the description of the video, you should be able to find our link right there, and it'll attach to your Amazon Smile account. Excuse me. So if you guys are ever shopping on Amazon, they'll just throw a small portion of whatever you're shopping for back towards us. So that helps us out a lot. We are a small nonprofit, and we depend on you guys for your support. So we do appreciate all of that. So now we'll go ahead and get started. We are talking about and of course we have Ringo right here, and Lainey is one of our awesome volunteers. She's going to help us out with releasing Bentley. So Bentley is our lion that's going to be in our video today. So I'm going to go ahead and launch him, Lainey. That's probably good. We have up on top of his platform right behind Megan. You want to show that off, Megan?
Yeah, so he's got his pool in there, and we stuck some of the birds, the parrots, and the ostriches, so we'll go ahead and see how he reacts to those feathers. That's one of the types of enrichment we can do.
Oh, we're waiting for Bentley to come out. There we go. We did want to talk a little bit about, so today we're talking about media. We're talking about the media is just a fancy way to say any mass form of communication that everybody hears. So that's the news, it's videos, it's books, it's all of that stuff. So we're going to talk a little bit about the factual stuff and the not so factual stuff, because both are fun. I did want to start off a little bit with Megan, actually, because Megan is one of our keepers. And tell everybody why you got started in zookeeping, Megan.
So when I was young, I loved to watch all Disney movies, but actually one of my favorites was The Lion King, and it really inspired me, and lions quickly became my favorite animal. And then as I got older and I realized that working with animals was something that I could actually do, and I decided I wanted to work with, I generalized it to big cats, specifically to work with lions. And I'm from Moore Park, California, which is where the America's Teaching Zoo at Moore Park College is. So I attended that school, and I worked with a male lion over there, and his name is Rusty. And Rusty was actually born right here at Lion Habitat Ranch, and I really fell in love with Rusty. So after I graduated the program, I wanted to come and work at the place that Rusty was from. So, yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, Lion King. Let's talk a little bit about Lion King and some of our things that you guys are probably familiar with. We have a lot of cool stuff out today. So we did bring in some of our favorite movies. So we do have Lion King somewhere. Lion King's over here. And Ringo's tail's probably on the way there. But Lion King is also one of my favorite Disney movies. So I'm right there with you, Megan. I love The Lion King. It's a great one. We have some other fun movies that you guys have probably seen. We got Zootopia and Finding Nemo. We got The Little Mermaid and Winnie the Pooh. So I know movies are one of our huge ones. You guys are probably watching a lot of movies because you're stuck inside. So you probably got a lot of this media stuff going on while you're at home. So we wanted to talk a little bit about it and what influences us. Obviously, The Lion King influenced Megan, and we're so glad because we love having her here. But some of the other things you might not know about. So I did want to touch a little bit on Winnie the Pooh. Actually, is a really interesting story if you guys didn't know. Winnie the Pooh is actually based on a real bear. So there was a soldier back in World War I who actually had a real bear. It was World War I, so it's quite a few years ago, and he actually bought a bear that was an orphaned cub for $20. So we would guess bears don't make the best pets. So a lot of times when we're looking at the media and stuff, all these really fun stories about people playing with wild animals, and it looks like so much fun. But what you do have to remember is these guys aren't pets. So whereas if we ever get Bentley up here, whereas Bentley or even Ringo might look like they're a ton of fun, they do not always make the best pets. So he quickly found out that a bear was not really the way to go with pets. So he actually donated the bear to the London Zoo. So A.A. Milne, who is the author of the original Winnie the Pooh series, used to take his son, Christopher Robin, out to the zoo, and one of his favorite animals there was Winnie the Bear, who was named Winnipeg after where the soldier was from in Winnipeg, Canada. So that's a fun story on how animals actually influence our media, but also then we take that back and it influences us. So it's a really good cycle. We just have to be careful of what we're watching and make sure that we know when it's fact or when it's fiction. So we obviously know Winnie the Pooh is not a real story of a bear, but it is about a bear. Same thing with Lion King. It's not a real story about lions, but we can get some inspiration from that. So we talked a little bit about some fictional stuff. Let's talk about some factual stuff. Ringo's playing with my necklace here. All right, so we do have, let's see, we have a factual book on lions. So when you guys are looking at your books and you're looking at reading something, we do have a lot of fun stuff. I think we went on my shoulder. So we have a factual book, so you guys can look. This is called a non-fiction book. So when you guys are looking for books to check out, maybe check out home. Ringo says hi. You're gonna look for, these are gonna give you some good facts. So we have some excellent facts about lions in here. You can see there's actually real pictures of lions, and they're gonna give you some real information that's true. Or on the other hand, we have more fun fiction. So this is one of my favorite fiction books. I do have it, but I could not find it. This is Giraffes Can't Dance. So that's a fun one. You can see that there's a cartoon image, and that's how you can tell that you're looking at a fiction book. So that one's probably, giraffes are doing a conservation effort. It takes several generations of breeding before we can actually reintroduce a species to the wild. So on that note, we're going to talk a little bit about Rio. So I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Rio, but you see Blue is the little parrot in that movie. At the beginning, he can't really fly because he's in the pet trade. He came from the wild, but he grew up from a little baby with humans. So he doesn't really know how to fly because no one ever taught him. Same thing with these guys. So we're actually working with Ringo right now to learn how to fly because he doesn't know what he's doing. He might spread his wings and try to jump a little bit, but he doesn't know how to steer. He doesn't know how to land. So we're trying to work on teaching him that so that he has a little bit more of his natural skills. But again, he's kind of a spoiled guy, so he wouldn't know what he was doing if we did let him fly off. That's why we got this nice harness on him. So he is nice and safe out here. But yeah, so Rio is actually a really good example of a reintroduced species, or at least an attempt at one. We're in the process of that right now. So the bird in Rio, Blue, is actually modeled off a Spix macaw. And Spix macaws are a lot more endangered than our blue and gold here. You can't find any in the wild anymore. We call that extinct in the wild. The only Spix macaws that you can find are actually in human care, and there aren't very many of them left. So the person who developed the Rio movie wanted everyone to know a little bit more about the plight of the Spix macaw. So right now, a great way to help species is just by visiting your local zoo or aquarium. It helps you to learn a little bit more about animals, and you might be like Megan and turn it into a career. But it also just helps to spread awareness. It helps the zoos to get a little bit more funding by you coming out. And a lot of us are really interested in conservation in the wild. So zoos and aquariums are always helping animals in the wild. There are so many programs out there that are trying to reintroduce species or trying to save the species that we're dwindling on, because people are really taking over the planet, and we really are trying to save a lot more of our species. It's not just us out here, and we want to keep these guys around for a long time. So unfortunately, the Spix macaw is gone in the wild. You can't see them anymore. The last one was seen probably around 2000, the year 2000. So yeah, we can't see them in the wild anymore. They're just in human care, and there's between 50 and 100 individuals in human care. So that's not a lot. Same thing with our lions. So Megan will talk a little bit about our Barbary lions.
So the Barbary Lions is the species that most of our lions are. Bentley right behind us is a Barbary Lion. So the Barbary Lions are also extinct in the wild, and they were actually hunted to extinction, unfortunately. They went extinct in the wild in about 1940s, but they weren't officially declared extinct in the wild until around 1960. But yeah, they are unfortunately extinct in the wild. You can only find them in captivity now.
Yeah, so media is really important for us. If we didn't know about these animals, why would we want to save them? So a lot of what we're talking about is just, it's like, check out some movies, check out some books, you know? If you have questions about it, ask, look it up, you know? Sometimes they have really cool stories behind it. So we are going to do a little bit of a craft with you guys. You're gonna write your own books. So this is a really good one for all age groups. So no matter who is watching, you guys can do this. Whether you're 2 or you're 20, you can write a book. So we had a couple zookeepers actually do our craft today. So a couple of us did some really cute books here. So we'll show off this one first. Thank you, Ringo. It says Nature's Natural Pest Control by a Zookeeper. So she actually bound hers with some string. You can see it's tied together. And whoop. It says spiders eat smaller bugs that fly into their webs. Thank a spider the next time you see one. Oh, Ringo's helping decorate the book with holes at the top. Thank you, Ringo. The end. So and you can see, thank you. You can see she bound her book with, if you have some twist ties or little pieces of string, you can actually just punch some holes in your paper and tie it together that way. Or if you don't have any string, that's okay too. You can kind of make more of a little booklet card. It says how to safely admire wildlife. The best way to see wildlife up close is at your local zoo or aquarium. The best way to see wildlife in their natural habitat is from a distance with a telescope or binoculars. And this one also says The End by a Zookeeper. I guess they didn't want to write their names on here. So you can see she just folded hers, so she didn't have any staples or anything. If you guys have extra pages, you can always staple or tape them together. And we also have our adorable comic strips. If you guys are into comics and stuff, that's another great source of media, our comics. So if you check it out, we got a little dog comic. You can see the dog is helping unclutter the beach, it looks like, doing some recycling. Very cute. Also by one of our staff here. I did want to show you guys a quick way if you don't have twist ties or twine and you wanted to make a book, there is a way to do it without any of that stuff. So this one we put together, you are so helpful, Ringo. This one we put together with, we just had some scissors. If I can figure out how to take it apart, then I will be able to show you. There we go. All right, so what you're gonna do is start as many pages as you need. So I have 3 here that I can't get apart. Oh, do we have a question?
Not a question, just a statement. Ringo really wants attention.
Ringo does really want attention. Ringo likes all of the attention, huh, Ringo? Yes. He loves attention. But you can see why you want this on you all day. Alright, so if you have your pieces of paper, you're going to take your cover, and in your cover you're going to make this hole in the middle. So you're going to leave the top third and the bottom third of your paper together. Fold your paper in half, and you can cut just the edge off right here. So that way, all I did was I took my scissors, which I don't have anymore, but I took my oh, thank you, Denise, just pointing out my scissors. So I took my scissors and I just cut just the edge of the paper off right here. That way, I have a little hole in the middle. And then my other paper, I folded in half as well. So I have 2 pages. If you want a longer book, you can add 10 pages if you want. If you just want 1 page, that's fine too. So this one you're going to fold in half, and then I just clipped it right here. 1/3 at the top, 1/3 at the bottom. This one you're doing opposite, so you're gonna leave the middle together.
Hold on. Okay. We're having all the technical difficulties today, guys. I'm so sorry.
Okay. So you're gonna fold it in thirds like that, and you're gonna slip it right through. Oh, thank you. My personal fan. You're gonna slip it right through the hole you made in the other paper, and then you have a book. It's all together. You don't need staples. You don't need tape. You don't need anything. And you can write your own book. So if you do have some younger viewers that are more like preschool age, you can even do this with people who can't write. Just have them draw a picture. We like to call these story pictures. So you can draw a picture and then tell mom or dad what your story is. You tell them and they can write it down for you. If you're a little bit older and you can write the story yourself, then you can go ahead and add your words. Remember your capitals and periods. Your teachers would want you to know that. And then if you're even older than that, try writing a short story. You know, I just had a guest before the whole lockdown, but she was telling me that she actually wrote a book about parrots. So she wrote a fiction book that had some parrots in it. And she was telling me all about how she was trying to get it published. So, you know, whatever your age, go ahead and write a story and keep learning. Keep learning about birds and lions and whatever animals you're interested in. It can definitely turn into a career. Not just zookeeping, but other stuff too. I know, yep. I know Denise really wants me to mention this one. I think this is her favorite movie, yeah? So this is The Little Mermaid. And if you guys really like mermaids, I know a lot of girls really like mermaids, you can actually be a mermaid. So there are lots of careers out there. We have here in Vegas, we have a couple different spots where you can actually be a mermaid. So you can get hired as a mermaid. You get a mermaid tail, you go in and you swim in the aquariums.
That'll work.
And yeah, you can actually be a mermaid for your, like, that's your job. You're a mermaid. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. So if you guys, you know, if you're really interested in something you're reading or something you're watching, I encourage you to look it up, learn some more about it, ask some questions, because who knows, maybe it'll turn into a career. Right, Megan? Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for checking in. And if you guys do make any books or comments or pictures, please, we love it when you guys share that stuff with us. Any of the crafts you do with our streaming safaris, share it in the comments. We'd love to see that. And thank you guys again for any donations. So we do have a link up on this live video, hopefully, maybe one of the other, because we've done a couple now. We've had some technical difficulties. But check out our link to our Amazon Smile. You can check out our Facebook page in general for that as well. And then on our website, you can actually access our donation. There's a link for a donation on the Facebook page and on the website. So if you go to our website, lionhabitatraNch.org, there's ways to donate there as well. And Ozzy's art, I'm telling you, that's the way to go, guys. Go ahead and check out Ozzy's art. And
We may have bonus content tomorrow.
ooh, we may have bonus content tomorrow. So we do this every Friday and Wednesday. But if we do have some extra stuff to throw your way, we might have some bonus streaming safaris coming to you tomorrow. So check in with us, tune in, subscribe to our page, and we'll get you some notifications. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you next time.